I'm a pilot on the E-7A Wedgetail, and over here in the Middle East, our job is to get the aircraft into the airspace above Iraq and in Syria.
The E-7 Wedgetail, also known as Boeing 737 Airborne Early Warning Control, AEW&C airframe, is an air battle space management platform that is capable of detecting airborne threats. The airborne threats include hostile aircraft and cruise missiles. The Boeing 737 is the world's most advanced, reliable, and capable Airborne Early Warning Control platform, AEW&C, which has proven itself in operations worldwide. The 4 countries that operate E-7 are the Australian Air Force, the South Korean Air Force, the Turkish Air Force, and the United Kingdom's Royal Air Force. The Australian Air Force was the first to purchase the system, as well as have designated it as E-7 Wedgetail. The South Korean Air Force has given the name Peace Eye to E-7 Wedgetail, whereas the Turkish Air Force designated their 4 E-7s Wedgetail as E-7T Peace Eagle. The UK Royal Air Force operates it as AEW-1 Wedgetail. The E-7 Wedgetail is a twin-engine airborne aircraft based on the Boeing 737 next generation design. The E-7 Wedgetail can direct and manage the battleship as well as incoming cruise missiles at a bird's eye view. It also serves as strategic early warning system. The E-7 Wedgetail consists of a Boeing 737-700 airframe with a multi-role electronically scanned array radar, MESA, which was produced by Northrop-Grumman. The radar, which is fixed, has a 200+ nautical mile range in all weather conditions, with a 360-degree capability. The E-7 is designed to track multiple marines and airborne targets, as well as can provide situational awareness and direct other assets, such as warships and fighter jets. The E-7 Wedgetail is lighter than the 707-based Boeing E-3 Sentry. The Royal Australian Air Force, RAAF, under Project Wedgetail, which was designated as E-7A Wedgetail. The Australian Air Force deployed the E-7 Wedgetail to the Middle East in support of the coalition fight against ISIS for Operation Okra. The Air Force will replace the E-3 Sentry fleet with the E-7 Wedgetail. The Air Force said that the decision will go with the Wedgetail was based on the market research. It is the only platform that could meet the requirements of defense departments for target tracking, tactical battle management, and the command and control in time of replacing the aging E-3. In recent years, the Boeing 707 or E-3 has flown in numerous conflicts including Iraq and Afghanistan, and recently has monitored the conflicts in Ukraine. The aircraft E-3 has an average age of more than 43 years. The Air Force has repeatedly stressed the need to replace them because of the declined mission-capable rates, as well as maintaining them became tougher. Pacific Air Force Commander General Kenneth Wilsbach said that E-7 is the top contender for the replacement of AWACS or E-3. The Air Force also plans to award a contract to Boeing for the Wedgetail in 2023, which was developed by Australia for their Air Force. In the year 2023, the budget calls for retiring about half the fleet, or 15 E-3s, from the Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma. This will provide $227 million in research, development, test, and evaluation fund for the replacement of E-3. The first rapid prototype E-7 would be delivered in 2027, and the Air Force plans to fund a second rapid prototype aircraft in 2024, which aims to make a production decision on fielding more Wedgetails in the following year. The United Kingdom's E-7 Wedgetail aircraft is expected to be in service in 2023 with the Royal Air Force, RAAF. The E-7 Wedgetail will be a central asset in the Royal Air Force, RAAF, also known as the Future Intelligence, Surveillance, Target Acquisition and Reconnaissance Force, ISTAR. Characteristics of E-7 Wedgetail. In December 2000, the Commonwealth of Australia placed a contract worth more than $1 billion with Boeing for the development and supply of the 737 AEW&C program, also known as the E-7 Wedgetail. The E-7 Wedgetail entered into service in 2009 and was manufactured by Boeing Integrated and Defense Systems. The length of the E-7 Wedgetail is 33.6 meters, the wingspan is 35.8 meters, and the tail height is 12.5 meters. The fuselage diameter of the E-7 Wedgetail is 3.73 meters. The empty weight of the Boeing 737 is 46,606 kilograms. whereas the maximum takeoff weight is 77,110 kilograms, and the payload weight is 19,830 kilograms. In Boeing 737, there are 2 flight crew, 6 to 10 mission crew, and it has a twin CFM International CFM56 7B24 engines that have L-band frequency with electronically scanned array in all weathers. The E-7 Wedgetail has a tracking capability of more than 3,000 targets, and the IFF range is 300 nautical miles. The operating altitude is 30,000 feet to 40,000 feet, and the maximum operating altitude is 41,000 feet. The nominal cruise speed is 410 ktas, knots true airspeed, and is more than 9 hours on stations with a maximum dash speed of 955 km per hour. The range of E-7 is 4,000 miles, and the service ceiling is 41,000 feet. The electronic support measures and electronic intelligence system is done by Elta Electronics, and the radar components and modules are from Tenix Defense Systems. The electronic warfare and self-production system were given by BAE Systems. The multi-role active electronically scanned array radar is done by Northrop-Grumman. Design and development of E-7 Wedgetail. In 1986, the Australian Development of Defence evaluated industry proposals for early warning systems and airborne surveillance, and this led to the approval of the first phase of Project Air 5077 in the year 1994. Australia awarded a contract to supply 4 AEW&C aircraft to the Boeing Integrated Defence System in 1999. The 737 AEW&C is similar to the 737-700ER, as it uses the electronic system of Northrop-Grumman Multi-Role Electronically Scanned Array Radar, MESA. Other modifications include ventral fins to counterbalance the radar, as well as countermeasures that are mounted on the nose, tails and wingtips. History of E-7 Wedgetails. In July 1999, Australia selects the Boeing 737 AEW&C system over the Elta Raytheon proposal, as well as a Lockheed Martin bid. After that, Australia signs a contract with Boeing for 6 AEW&C systems and 4 737-700 airframes in December 2000, as well as Turkey signs the contract for 4 AEW&C capable aircraft in June 2002. In the year 2004, Australia options to purchase 2 more 737-700 aircraft, which brings in their total of 6 E-7 aircraft. Boeing and South Korea agrees on a contract to provide 4 aircraft to the Republic of Korea Air Force in November 2009. In May 2010, Australia accepts the first E-7s into its Air Force. The E-7 Wedgetails conducts its first operational sortie in the search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 for Australia in April 2014, and the year 2015, the E-7 becomes the final operationally capable FOC for the Australian Wedgetail fleet. The United Kingdom Ministry of Defence (MOD) announced the selection of a Boeing 737 Airborne Early Warning and Control aircraft (AEW&C) for the RAAF in March 2019. In early 2020, the first 2 737NG aircraft are set to become RAF Wedgetails at the early stage of conversion in the United States. And in February 2021, General Kenneth S. Wilsbach, who is the commander of the United States Pacific Air Forces, calls for the United States to procure the E-7 Wedgetails to replace the aging E-3 Sentry fleet. Therefore, the United States Air Force, USAF, wants to replace the E-3s with the E-7 Wedgetails, which is a proven platform. The E-7 has been chosen to equip the Air Force of the United States, Turkey, South Korea and Australia, as well as provide interoperability benefits. The United States Air Force budget request for the year 2023 says that the electronically scanned array of the E-7 Wedgetail is capable of the radar beam steering, as well as has much faster target revisit rates that translate into better targeting of modern threats and target detention. E-7 Wedgetail also has more robust electronic protection, which is not possible with the mechanically scanned radar that is used by the E-3. The United States Air Force has requested $227 million in the year 2023 to purchase the first Wedgetail prototype, as well as the second prototype, which is planned to be purchased in the year 2024, with a production decision expected to be taken in the year 2025. The Air Force also plans to purchase a modified version of the United Kingdom's variant of the Wedgetail that would feature all the capabilities needed by the United States Air Force, such as M-code GPS and mobile user objective systems communication, as well as cyber hardening and anti-tamper features. The United States Air Force intends to acquire a minimum of 18 E-7 Wedgetail aircraft for an estimated cost of $9.9 billion. This E-7 Wedgetail would replace less than 2/3 of the existing fleets of AWACS aircraft, which recently have 31 planes. On May 5th, Boeing announced that it would build the United States Air Force's first 2 E-7s Wedgetail in Puget Sound, where production of the United Kingdom E-7s is currently going. With the E-3 at its last age, the Air Force has no time to waste. The Air Force should acquire the Boeing 737 without any delay so that the warfighters enter the conflict with airborne early warning and control capabilities.